Hello and welcome to the Passion Show. My name is Phil, and joining me as always is my co-host Kyle.
Hello.
And joining us today is returning guest Samir Aslam.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's been too long since I've been back, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was the last one we did? I can't remember.
It was a
100
Studio
years ago.
Ghibli?
Oh,
Yeah.
it could have been, yeah. Oh
Ghibli?
my god, that was. I've been to Japan since then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
How
didn't go
was
to the
that?
museum
Wow.
though.
Oh no.
On the day we were supposed to go to the museum, there was a fucking typhoon, wasn't there?
Wow.
Right.
It's very Japanese.
Very Japanese, yeah, because we were there in the middle of typhoon season.
Oh my god.
So we ended up just kind of like trapped in our little area because all the tubes and everything stopped working. And there's like, you see videos on YouTube where you see people like police officers and security guards shoving people onto a tube with a stick.
Oh my god.
Because it was just ram people were like pressed up against it.
Were you on said tube?
No, we had to get on one of those tubes if we want to go to the
Oh.
museum, and we were just like, fuck
No.
that. It was like 35 degrees. It was so humid. And we were just
Wow.
like, yeah, we're not.
Damn.
How was Japan?
Oh my god, it was the
Best
best
place
man.
in the
It was
world.
the best. Yeah, it's the best place in the world. It's the craziest, weirdest place I've
Is it
been.
like
It's
a
beautiful,
genuine
isn't it?
culture shock? Like, in
Yeah,
how different it is?
for sure. It's crazy. Like as soon as you land, like I've been planning to go for years, but even when you land, there is a part of it that's so intimidating because you're like, holy shit, nothing is in English, and like
Yeah.
it's a completely different land. I mean, obviously you expect that, but
Yeah.
once you're there and in it, it's a whole different thing. So, but I mean, you get used to it quick. The people were so nice. Everyone was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so accommodating, and everyone was just like such a good host country, man. I wish I was there for the Rugby World Cup because that looked pretty fun, but.
How long did you go for? Was it like
I was there
few
for
weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, we
Wow.
did like Tokyo first for about a week, then Osaka for like 4 days. Osaka's like the best food I've ever had. Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, it's the craziest shit ever. And so cheap as well, so cheap. And then Kyoto as well, the final place, which is like used to be the old capital, so there's
Mhm.
like traditional shit there. But the people in Kyoto were so nice. Those guys especially were just so cool.
Sounds
Yeah, man.
boss.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, the flights are the killer with the price, but like if you can get the money for the flights, I think I paid like $5.50 or something for flights.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, but then
Is it worth it? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, accommodation's
Did
pretty
you
cheap.
just do Airbnb or something?
Yeah, I mean, well, we looked at hotels. A lot of hotels were cheaper than Airbnb, which
Oh,
was
right.
weird. But the hotels were fine. Like, I mean, hotels are cheap, food is cheap.
People are
everything,
nice.
man. People are great.
Did it look beautiful?
It looked like I mean, even now having been there, I look back and it doesn't feel like I was there. I look back through my
Yeah.
pictures and I'm like, I didn't take any of these. It's
Aw.
kind of crazy.
Was it
but,
kind of like
Wow.
was it kind of like a mix of like really like technologically advanced, but then
Yeah.
it also had like the counter, which was you
Well,
know
that
the
was-
traditional
yeah,
side of it.
that was what was crazy. Was in Tokyo especially. Obviously, that's like the tech kind of. There's the craziest. It's everywhere, so like metropolitan and that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Like Big Hero 6.
Like Big Hero 6 is exactly like Big Hero 6, especially in Shinjuku, which is like that's like the entertainment district. That's like the best place in Tokyo. That is so good. It's just like I don't know if you guys probably saw it on my Instagram story where they have like the Godzilla head peeking over the buildings, and they have like a little every hour. There's like a little show where the Godzilla like shoots out all the steam
Wow.
and the Godzilla music plays and it
That's
lights
sick.
up.
That's so
I was just
cool.
having the best time. Just
Did you go to
watching it.
the Pocky Center?
No, because where we were, I don't get me wrong, I caught a few Pokemon. yeah.
Oh,
let's-
region
let's
exclusive.
not- yeah. Oh my god, are you kidding? Yeah, I got some.
Whenever I go on holiday,
Yeah.
I always catch a few Pokemon from where I went, and
You
I
gotta
always
do it.
keep one.
It's a souvenir.
So I've got I think I've got a Raikou from Portugal, and it's
Oh,
just like a
nice.
fucking Raikou
Yeah.
from Portugal. Go ahead.
I got excited because last year when I was in Croatia, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's any. I forget it's Europe, so there's just fucking Mr. Mime still, isn't it? But I still kept a Mr. Mime because like at least it's a Croatian Mr. Mime.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's slightly different. Got a little Mr. Mime check. You got a
Yeah,
little-
far-fetched.
I did get a Farfetch.
Hey.
Yeah, I did get a Farfetch.
I've got an English Farfetch.
Have you?
Yeah, sad.
But yeah, man. I mean, what else is crazy in Pokemon Go? Oh my god, you see pictures of it on like memes and stuff.
Mm.
But there is everyone of every age playing Pokemon
Still,
Go
like, is it-
all
'cause
the time.
Is it like what it was when it first came out? Still.
Yeah. Like
Oh.
like the
That is-
mania
it's
what it
been
was like here
4
when it came
years
out.
nearly.
It's still like that here. We were like waiting at this train station, and we kind of like looked around. Only ones not on our phone, and I shit you not, there must have been like, I want to say at least 50, maybe 60 like salarymen, businessmen on the way home from work, all with at least one phone
Oh
doing
my
a
God.
raid
At
that was
least.
on at
That's
that train
incredible.
on at that station. Some guys had 3 phones. This guy had like a tablet, 3 phones. And he was doing the raid on all of them.
That's
I was like,
sick.
holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's incredible, but yeah, man. It's just the salarymen are the craziest people ever because the kind of life they have. It's like they get up at like 7, they go work all day, and in Japan the culture is you stay at work until your boss finishes work. So if you finish work at 5, but your boss doesn't want to leave till 7, then you're there till 7.
Jesus.
So they like finish at 7, and then it's customary to go out drinking with everyone from work. And obviously it's customary to stay
Every
out.
night?
And most nights, yeah, and then it's customary to stay out until your boss wants to go home. So we go out drinking some nights, and we go out for food some nights and stuff, and by like 11, 12 o'clock the streets are just full of pissed businessmen that are like still haven't gone home.
Who are getting up at 7 the next morning.
Yeah, that are getting up at 7 this morning. So obviously their family life's like kind of non-existent at this point, but like it's just, but honestly the shit that they come out with and say, it's just so funny.
What type of food did you eat? Like sushi and stuff, or?
I had a bit of sushi.
Didn't you say you don't like sushi?
Yeah, I don't like sushi. I had a bit, but I mostly went with like the beef out there was so good, because my thing was obviously save the planet and everything. But I was like, when in Japan, man, I gotta have some of this Wagyu and Kobe beef.
Yeah,
dude, I tell you, I had the best beef of my life in Kyoto. All it was just like a little street market. It was Wagyu beef, which I think it's the best beef. It's either that or Kobe, and they're like the top 2 beefs. Like worldwide, I think they're considered. Something to do with how they raise the cow. I don't know what they do to it. But anyway, this beef honestly was the softest, juiciest beef I've ever had. It was
incredible.
It changed my life. I was like, I've had terrible beef all my life up until now.
I know you're gonna have nothing but
And
terrible
now,
beef.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have beef again now until I go to Japan. It's gonna be ruined.
Well, that's quite a good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Make people vegetarian, send them to Japan, and have some Wagyu.
That's saving the planet somewhat, right? Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean,
What was the best part of the trip?
the best part, I think
That Godzilla.
Godzilla was definitely up there. The Godzilla was definitely up there. Just walking around in Shinjuku, the place I mentioned before, there's a specific kind of street and area called Kabukicho, which is like red light district. And for sure it's like seedy, and but just walking around that environment, it literally feels, I mean, I know it's a cliche thing, but like you're in Blade Runner.
Wow.
It is crazy.
Mental.
The lights, the atmosphere, just like the smoke in the street. And I know that's probably not good again for the environment, but it looks cool.
Oh yeah, it looks sick.
It looks so cool, and it's just that the whole thing. I was just like, it feels like I'm in a film. It doesn't feel real.
Wow.
But then on the flip side, in Kyoto, one of my favorite days ever was just like out in the kind of out in the country. I had that the best day ever. It was like, there's a place called Ariyashima, which is after the mountain, which means like stormy mountain, which means like they often have a lot of storms around there. So we got lucky, because the day we went, it was scorching hot. I got burnt all the way down one side of my. I get really confident with my tan, because I'm half Pakistani, so I'm like, I don't need fucking suntan, man. It's fine. I've got Asian in me. I'm all good. And I get there, and I just get absolutely fucking flame grilled, and I'm pink all day. It turns to tan. I know everyone says that, but it does turn to tan. But anyway, in Ariyashima, we started off the day going to a monkey park, which was just like, it used to be like a little college residency where they studied these monkeys. I don't know if you've seen like the Japanese, not macaw, are they called? No, I don't know. They're called like snow monkeys.
The one with
Wesley on when you need them.
Yeah. That's really
the one with like the fairy. Like,
yeah. Them. So they're like native to Japan, and they were studying these monkeys at this little campus here. And the monkeys just bred at a crazy rate and took over the campus. So now this little monkey park at the top of this mountain is just like owned by these monkeys. So obviously people kind of go there, people work there, but that's the monkeys.
I imagine you walk up to pay and there's a little monkey sitting there.
It's
Just
so
give him
funny.
a banana and he goes,
It's like a microcosm of
I mean,
like Caesar.
They really try and freak you out on the way up the mountain though, because it's like at the bottom of the mountain, if you have a plastic bag or any kind of bag, you have to cover it in a green bag. To kind of, because if they see a plastic bag, they'll probably try and grab it. I think there's something in there. Yeah, so you have to try and disguise all your stuff. They're always like, try and keep your phones away, whatever. Don't look. And as you're getting higher and higher up the mountain, the messages are getting like more and more intimidating. And when you're like at the bottom, it's like, oh, like try and keep your food and water hidden and stuff. And then when you get to the top, it's like, don't fucking look at it in the eye. It's a wild animal.
it'll fucking go for you.
And like they're just getting more and more daunting. So, but
Is
I mean,
this written in English?
yeah, it's written in Japanese and then in English
Okay.
underneath. But I mean, you get there and they really couldn't give less of a shit about you.
I was gonna say, did you have any encounters with a monkey?
No, they're just like hanging out. There was these two monkeys. I've got a video. I will send it to you guys of there were these little baby monkeys, and they're just like, it was hot as fuck as well. So they're just like water bombing into the pool. They're like taking it in turns to just go like a bomb into this pool. It was so good. And then they played like some circus music when it was feeding time. It was literally like and then like hundreds of them just come running and they're like throwing out peanuts.
What, like responding to the music?
Yeah, because I know that means feeding time. So this music starts playing and all the monkeys like heads perk up and they all come running and and there's just monkeys. There's so many more monkeys than people at that moment, at that time.
That's brilliant.
It's wild. But yeah, so that's what I mean. There's like, and then after that we had like this little boat ride like through the little valleys around the Mount Ariashima. It's just like, it literally looked like a Bob Ross painting. The whole thing
Oh my God.
was just stunning, and it was just like, I was just looking at it like, none of this feels real. When we were in this boat ride as well, I remember this is like the most like ghetto shit, but I loved it. It's like we were in this little boat ride. This guy was giving us a tour. He was like really, really funny.
Was it just you and him?
It was just me, Phoebe, and then another couple were in there as well. So I think you paid like £8 or something. You get this like tour up and down the thing, and you hear all about the mountain and stuff. And so he was we had this tour guide. He was so funny. And then we get like halfway up the tour, and he's like, "Oh, if you don't mind, my cousin's just gonna come try, and he's got a shop." And then we like turn around, and there's like another boat with like a little motor behind it that's like speeding up to us, hangs onto the side, and they've got like a full market like by the side of us. They've got like octopus and like fried chicken and beer and
That's
like
surreal.
sweets and crazy. So yeah, we got a couple of beers and just kind of off this thing. I was like, I have
a
to
little
buy
market
something.
Yeah, you have to buy
Yeah,
something.
I was like, I didn't even want. We'd already eaten. I'd had a couple of drinks, and I was like, I didn't really want anything, but I was like, I can't have this boat shop come by me and never buy anything from it. I have to do something.
You got
And then,
haggled there.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so expensive. I bought like a little can of Asahi. It was like £6, so I definitely got it. But it was worth the experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And then yeah, made the transaction. They just sailed away. We went off. That was it. And then we went through. There's like, and then we had a little walk through the bamboo forest, which was really, really cool, but it's like just jam-packed of tourists. Like, it's just, there's so many people there.
Did you prefer the places that weren't as touristy?
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's by far the most amount of tourists that were there were Chinese tourists. I think in certain times in Kyoto, I think we saw more Chinese people than Japanese people. For sure, it was wild. I didn't expect it, but the places that were touristy at the times in Tokyo, it kind of adds to that atmosphere, I think. But when you're out looking at like temples and walking around really peaceful garden lakes and stuff, then you just kind of want it to be a bit more chill. But I mean, no complaints either way. It was incredible. Apart from the flight, oh my God, the flight was so long. The whole flight was so long.
How long was it? Like 9 hours?
That's the only bad thing. So first of all, I mean, I've been ranting about this airport in Paris since I went, because it's a piece of shit airport. I think it's called like Charles de Gaulle or something like that.
Yeah, fuck that airport.
It's like the second airport. I've never hated an airport so much. We get in there, and obviously, my bad, I probably didn't work out that we needed euros to pay at a French airport in the layover. But everyone was just so shitty about it. I was like, oh, hey, do you guys say like pounds, or like, do you change it back in euros and stuff? And they were just fucking like, we are in France. We pay with euros. It's like, all right. And there was nothing there. There was no food. There was no bar. There was no nothing. There was literally just like, I think it was just one restaurant, and it was this vegan place, and I just wanted chicken or something, something of substance to get me through. But that was my only complaint, is that fucking French airport. So if anyone ever has a chance not to go to that airport, don't do it, because I hate it. I hate it. And if anyone that works at that airport has listened to this podcast, fuck you.
Head to here first.
Yeah, fuck you, man. Go to work at another airport.
when I went to Cyprus over summer, obviously like the airport when we got there was like fine, because you're just straight out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when we were coming back, the flight was delayed for 3 hours, so
God damn.
that was a nightmare already. But we got into the airport, got through security and all that. And do you know the bit where you have like shops and that, and there's a few restaurants, so if you want to spend like £12 on a burger, you can if you want. It was basically just a square room, quite small, with a bar in the middle, a perfume shop in one corner, a tiny food court in the other, and like 2 tiny like tat shops.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I meant to do here for
so-
3 hours?
I'm so angry just thinking about that.
It was
They should
horrible.
know. They should have everywhere. And the other things, like, why are shopping, I get it that there's like duty free and stuff, but why is it just like full of designer shops?
Yeah.
Why is there just not like normal shops in there? Do you know what I mean? It's always like Dior and like crazy shit. Like, it's always like super expensive stuff, and it's like, like you said, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed
Who's
to kill?
buying that?
That's what. Who goes to the airport to buy luxury stuff, and why is that a demographic?
Yeah. Also, I've never walked through an airport, gone, oh, giant Toblerone, I'll take that
Yeah.
to Cyprus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I'll take that back home.
Yeah,
Big fuck off Toblerone.
I know.
Is it Toblerone?
Toblerone.
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 I call it Toblerones, but I'm just lazy.
You call Simpsons.
Yeah,
So.
Simpsons.
I'm an invalid.
They had remind me of Toblerone. They had all kinds of different
Kit
crazy
Kat and
flavored
shit.
Kit Kats and chocolates.
Damn.
The best. I mean, I tried. I meant to bring some back. The worst one I had
With like a green tea or
tasted like
something.
the green tea one was okay because it was like the matcha stuff, which is like a bit nutty, so it's okay. But the worst one was like this lemon thing, this lemon Kit Kats, and it just tasted like Febreze.
Was it you that was telling me about the Kit Kats and how like the traditional? It's in
Traditional
Japan.
Kit Kats.
Yeah, they're like a tradition in Japan. That's why they've got so many flavors.
Oh, I don't know. I know Pocky is like that's like you ever had those? They're like I think are they
It's
called
like
the
a
same thing here? It's like half.
Oh, they used to be like a popular thing here. I can't remember what they were called.
It's a similar thing, right?
It's just like a breadstick with chocky on it.
Yeah. It's literally that. That's like a big thing in Japan. Pocky. Every shop sells Pocky. But
Did
I
you
don't
chong
know.
that when you were there?
Oh my god, I smashed that. I smashed all of that. I didn't actually say too much about what food I had before. I'll say, I had I've had gyoza before, but
What is that?
gyoza is like it's usually pork or beef and onion, and they like put it in this little dumpling type thing and fry it. And I've had them before, but when you have it, oh my god, from a market, it's so good. And at the same place they were selling, I didn't try this, but they were selling fermented crab brains. So
Okay.
I didn't have any of that, but
Yeah.
that was sold out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have- it was
People
sold out.
love it. People love it.
So what's next?
What's next in life?
What trip? What you
Holiday?
planning
Yeah.
next?
Oh, let me think.
You can go into your whole life if you want, but
Yeah, nah, I won't do all that. And where would I like to go next? I really want to go somewhere in North Africa again. I've been to Egypt once, but I really want to go to Morocco. I've not been to Morocco yet, and some of my favorite things in the whole world are markets, like big, huge markets and bazaars and stuff. I just like walking around them. So I'd like to go to Morocco next. I mean, like I mentioned before, I do want to live in Japan eventually. I think this trip confirmed it.
oh yeah.
So I'm looking at this. There's this program called Jet where you can go out there and teach English. So I'm looking into that. Maybe within the next 2-3 years.
It's exciting, that.
Give it a shout. Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
it's scary, but I'm
Yeah.
well up for
Good
it.
luck. Sounds like an incredible place to live.
You've made it seem like nothing but
Yeah.
like great. Like I've always wanted to go there. Like,
Yeah. It's,
I've always wanted to hit like the Asian cities, you know, like
Mm.
Kyoto and Japan, and
Yeah,
sorry, Tokyo and stuff like that.
yeah, the cities just have there's just maybe it's exoticized and romanticized a bit on my part because I'm like, whoa, I'm in Japan, but at the same time, it just feels like there's just an energy, there's just like a vibe
Yeah.
there when you walk around.
Is there
It's just
still like all the neon lights and all that all over
oh
the place?
yeah, like especially in Shinjuku, like I was saying before, where it's just like, especially at nighttime, it is so cool just to walk around at nighttime, and just the whole place is lit up by street shop signs and everything like that. And you know, like how they have these huge skyscrapers and they'll have the little adverts sticking out of them.
Yeah.
That's because there's like 100 different businesses in that same building, and all those little things are sticking out of them are all the individual businesses that are in that one building. So everywhere feels like closed and packed in. It's a lot. Everywhere's a lot
Lived
smaller
in.
and stuff. Yeah, everywhere's lived in. But I mean, to say someone like me that gets quite like, I don't know, I want my own space and stuff. But to say everyone in Japan is kind of in a similar way. Everyone really respects each other's space. Oh my god, the trains. Once you've been on a train in Japan, you'll never want to go on a train in England again.
Not one of those.
It's just a luxury train.
Not one of those packed ones where you
Not
get
one of
poked
those
down
packed
with a
ones.
stick.
Yeah, not one of those packed ones where you get rammed on there and you're like pushed up against 40 people. But when it's like a quiet one or anything like that, people just don't talk on their phone. Everyone just is on their own. Everyone's quiet. It's like a library. It's so nice. Everyone just kind of sits there. No one says anything. If anyone like goes louder than this, then everyone looks around. But yeah, man, it's a whole different world. But it's for sure. Got to get there. And yeah, like I said, I'd like to go live there for sure. I don't know which city I'd like to live in yet. And I don't really know too much about it, but I think that's kind of what's exciting. It's just kind of going out there and not really knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
That's part of the excitement, I think. So, I mean, I'll be 26 in January. I want to get to Japan before I'm 30. That's the goal I've given
That's a
myself.
good goal. Good
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
I would really respect that.
That's where I'm at.
Like, you seem to really love the place.
I do, man. It's just, yeah. I don't think I'll ever get hold of it. I bought. That's just, yeah. Do you know Thundercat, the musician? He's got this song called Tokyo, and it's just about him running around spending all of his money on anime, running around Tokyo, and just that's how I felt for 3 weeks.
Oh,
And it's just the best.
live the dream.
Yeah, I'll send you guys that song, and you'll know how I felt.
Nice.
That's the best way to summarize it. That was a nice little impromptu catch up.
So I think we'll wrap it up there. So thanks to Kyle as always for being my co-host.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you to Samir for coming back once again.
Thank you very much, guys. It was a nice little catch up. I'll be back very soon.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. If you have any passions yourself that you want us to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Or if you want to come on the show yourself,
Hit us up in the DMs.
there you go.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we'd love
You
to
got
get
some quavers there, Kyle. What's he got there?
He brought a
you
big
got
box of roses.
Why have you got roses?
Because we had a few guests.
How many guests do you have?
Well, we did 2 before this.
Oh my god. Thanks for the rose, though.
You're more than
Sorry, I
welcome.
interrupted your outro just then.
I think that was a good outro. I think
Yeah,
we'll
it's
leave it like
fun.
that.
Is it?
Goodbye.
So it's going to end now.
Yeah.
Bye.